Hello, everyone. Good morning or good evening, depending on your time zone. Thank you for joining the March Office Add-ins community call. We have a relatively short call today with only one item on the agenda, so we will be going over that shortly. But other than that, we'll go ahead and get started. So on our agenda today, we will be having a word extensibility updates from Yoon. So this is an update on top of what we had at last month's community call, so we'll be following up on that. So as I mentioned before, our presenter today will be Yoon Wang, who's a Principal Product Manager at Microsoft, and he'll be taking it away with our word extensibility update.
Thank you, Preethika. Hello, everyone. So I'll give an update for word extensibility. In last community call, we said that we will have some new APIs to be in a preview requirement set. And today, I'm very happy to tell you that if you go to our Word JavaScript preview API webpage, you'll see those APIs available there. And from today, you actually can start to test these APIs for your requirements. And we will have these APIs supported with the version listed here. So with this version on the page and above, you can leverage these APIs. Of course, you will need to leverage the beta CDNs in order to test the preview requirement set. So there are several features here. Last time I went through some of these, but I can do a quick going through of these items. So we have some updates for insert file from base 64, which I will show a demo later on. Basically, this is used for inserting files from another document into the current working document with all the formats kept. So previously, we had a problem that when you do the insert file, you will lose some formatting information as well as other settings. So I'll show a demo for that. And also we have some styling related APIs, which you can retrieve styles from a base 64 format and then apply them into your current document. So the use case here is that you can have your add-in to list out all the files from an existing document and have your users directly choose the style settings from that document and apply them into your current one. So this will benefit for you for those users that who want to reuse the formatting and style settings from existing document. And we also can now recognize the deleted content controls when track changes is on. So previously, when you try to get all the content controls within the document, you cannot tell, which ones are the deleted ones and which ones are the normal ones, especially when you turn on the track changes. So now we have a API and option for you to categorize different content controls in different states, which I will show another demo as well today. We support plain text content control API, and starting from the desktop version, and later on we will have some update for Word Online for this plain text content control as well. On enter, on exit content control events are the two newly added events where people will have the capability for more control of the content control events. Save close API allows you to save a document or close the document. So here we only support the operations for these two APIs. We haven't supported the events for these two actions, but this is something we can consider for future. And also we support field APIs as well. So please, if you have interest, please start to testing these APIs and provide us early feedbacks, because for these preview APIs, we want to have them to be GA'd in the coming months. So your feedbacks are very important. We also have some updates for Word Online, and we have track changes support for content controls in production. So this is also a great news for many of our partners. Now you can have this capability for Word Online. And it is something you can try out as well today because it's also in the production. Okay, now I can share you a demo for two APIs. One is insert file from base 64, and another one is how do you recognize different content controls when track changes is on. So firstly, I'll demo insert file from base 64. As you can see from the document, so this is the document I want to insert into a target document. So in this document, you can see that we have a different format. We have track changes settings. We have those items that are not accepted yet. We also have like content controls inside this document. Furthermore, we have like watermarks, we have page borders, etc. So different settings for this document. And now I can create a new document. And I'll try to open up my script lab here because we prepared some code snippet here. And I can show you the result of running this code. So I can choose that file, right? I just showed you, insert file from big64 source. So with this, I can insert the content into your current document. You can see that everything has been retained, especially for the page border and for the previous not accepted changes, as well as the style settings. So if you take a look at here, the style settings is also changed. For example, if I go to the styles and go to the heading 1, so it has already modified with the source document. And we also have the content controls inserted here. So you may be wondering how we do this. Actually, we provide different options here. So let's go inside the code snippet here. You can see from here is that we have added a new function called insert file from base 64. It is not the existing one. So existing ones are based on the body class, but now, at the document level, we have this new function. So for this one, we provide different options. So for this replace option, which means that you could replace the entire document with the inserted file. And we also provide like add or append capability, which allows you to add content, add the inserted file, and append it to your existing document or existing content. We also provide different options to allow you to have the document level settings. As I mentioned, like this, the theme, the styles, page color, as well as the tracking mode, these can all be controlled by developers, whether to retain the source document level settings when doing the insertion. Okay, so this is for the insert file from base 64. And we also have another API released. I'll open up this again. So we also can recognize the deleted content controls. So from here, you can see that we have like 3 content controls which are deleted as one entity. And also we have 2 newly inserted content controls here, and we have 1 normal content controls. So we actually can recognize these. For example, we can get from this test, we can get the number of the normal content controls. We can do, get the deleted content controls and also the added content controls. So this will help our customers to better categorize the different state of the content controls under track changes mode. We actually, from the code here, we actually return different content control collections for each state. So you actually can have the settings to say, which state of the content control you want to select from the collection. So firstly, from here, you could see that firstly, you will need to get all the content controls at your body level. And then, with that content control collection, you can do the get by change tracking states function to get the subset of the content controls. So that's the quick demo of this. And I'll go back to my presentation. Looking forward, in next community call, we will provide more demos for you so that you could understand more of our preview API set. Again, just to remind you that, we have planned to release these APIs in the coming months. So your input and testing results are very, very important for us. We are calling for writing assistant partners. You can see we started to invest more on Word extensibility from last year. And we actually provide different support covering different scenarios such as citation management, document assembly, content insertion, and so on. And writing assistant is something we start to have more focusing on. So we would like to have partners being on board and work with us for some requirement discussions as well as feature co-work, etc. So if you have interest, please fill the form here and submit a request so that we can contact you later on. That's all for today. Thanks very much.
Awesome. That was a great demo and a lot of good updates. Thank you so much, Yoon. Yes, just stay tuned for the next community call next month, and we'll have more updates here. So moving forward, so those were all our presenters for this month's community call, but we do have 3 questions in the Q&A section that we will be going over. So the first question was, will the task pane in Outlook add-in support change their default width? So the task pane in Outlook that comes up when you develop an Outlook add-in has a default width right now, and we currently don't have any plans to support this in the near future, but if that changes anytime soon, we will let you know. But for now, it'll maintain its default width value. Our second question was, I'm looking at developing an add-in for PowerPoint. As the task pane and content add-in have different functions, are we able to essentially combine them into one add-in for the user, or are there any issues with having 2 types of add-ins, with one add-in drawing information from the other? Would also like to know if there are any restrictions or security issues from developing the add-in this way. So when it comes to this question, it is currently not possible to develop a task pane and content add-in in one add-in project. So you would have to have 2, as in for the fact that these types of add-ins have different functionalities typically. But if you would like to submit a feature request for being able to do that, please give us more information about your specific scenario and what you're trying to achieve in the following dev suggestions link. And we can go from there once you provide us with more info on what your exact scenario is and provide you with more information. Lastly, this is a bit more lengthy question. So last month, we had a few presentations about Outlook events so that ISVs can migrate their existing Outlook COM add-ins to the new web-based add-ins. So on top of that presentation, there are a few questions that came in. So first of all, the question was the ability to display a dialog when compose, reply, reply all, or forward is clicked. The customer wants to either display a warning, or in some cases like the compose, they want to force the user to select from a list of predefined subjects. This is for a help desk scenario. Other customers want to see a very prominent prompt show up when clicking on reply all. And the second question was the ability to support on-send Outlook events or smart alerts in iPhone or Android. This is a frequent request from our customers, and we need a roadmap from the Office team to know whether this is a planned feature or not and what to tell our customers. So I'm currently following up with the presenters who presented about this at 2 community calls ago. So once I get more updates from them, I will add the answers in the blog post that will come out in the next couple weeks post this community call. So stay tuned for that. And in the off chance that we're unable to answer it in the blog post, it'll be present in next month's community call. So just some quick PSAs. If this is your first Office Add-ins community call that you've attended before, we're very glad to have you here. So we do have a few links where you could learn more about our community call forum for Office add-ins specifically. So we have some documentation, a few quick starts for the different Office suite. We have a link to our script lab repo, a few samples on how to get started with Office add-ins, a link to the Microsoft 365 developer program if you'd like to enroll in that, and also a link to Office Scripts, which is another product we have on our team. And if you'd like to engage with our team further, if you have any technical questions, please go to the link shown here, or you could also go to Stack Overflow. We monitor both of those relatively frequently. In terms of product bugs, we have our Office.js repo, and you can always file an issue there, and our team will go triage them soon. And as I said before, feature requests and ideas, we have the M365 Dev Suggestions page, where we look into to see what issues we haven't been focusing on and how we could make our products better and always improve them. And if you want to just send a smile or frown and not give us as much in-depth feedback, you're also welcome to do that. Feel free to go to Inside Office and give us a quick thumbs up or thumbs down, always an option. And there are a lot of other M365 developer community calls if you are interested in anything beyond Office add-ins. So we have a larger M365 platform call you can join, Power Platform, Viva Connections, the SharePoint framework. We have an identity platform, and we also have the Power Platform in addition to our typical Office add-ins call. So if you're interested in any of those, please follow one of these links, and those are also great community calls you can participate in. And the link below just has access to all of them. So that also could be helpful if you want to scroll through and see what might be helpful. And that will be all for today. It was a pretty brief community call this month. Thank you so much for joining. Our recording will be available on the YouTube channel if you are interested in rewatching anything or you want to learn more about the information we presented. And we also have access to all the videos from all past community calls that you could also watch if you're interested in some of the demos prior to today's presentation. And feel free to follow us on Twitter. Our next call will be April 12th at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time at this link right here. And once again, if you have any questions that you'd like to be highlighted in the next community call, we have this aka.ms office add-ins form right here, and you could submit your Q&A questions that we can answer next month. But that will be all for today. Thank you all for joining. We'll see you next month.